We already did it. We already did it. We beat down before the deal. We already got the wounds inside and outside our body. How you gonna hurt us? You cannot threaten us. You cannot frighten us. We live in the most frightening places under the most frightening conditions. We are immune to fear. We are immune to harm. You see what I'm saying? You can step into a cesspool. You're the only one who get infected. Warrior with the hands, that's what I'm all about. Hope in my eyes, visions in my life. They don't want no altercation. Situation don't be critical. It's better that you be easy. The end don't be critical. Look, no like a river. It's something like a miracle. Loyalty in my veins, loyalty in my veins. Exactly 30 verses. Plus beings in my heart. It's true in every word. Bring light into the dark. Night double to four. Shit, I praise you in the street. Got women people go. You gotta watch you on feet. Now you're walking with your face. So I guess I got to flip for no reason. Niggas made it free. Criticizing all my achievements. Won't make it weak. Nah, it won't make me psycho. These niggas made it back off. Better tell me with some backs off. I be doing shit like Sentinel. Some dogs so fucked out. They bring, they down something. Flow so deep, drown the motherfucker. He said he hit the truth for yeah, no, this the home. And I'm just a dog to my home. Plus they believe I'm gonna be the follow. No ranking, no head. I need this fire to keep it hollow. So when they ask something we take, so absolutely. And I ain't sure about ways, but nothing. Gotta execute it.
Yo, this is new to the sentence there. It's long. YAHANNA
That's what the sisters is.
That's the system, right? And then the motive is a down.
A down. Okay. Yeah. That's correct.
I found out that the truth was spirit. The lies are sweet. Try everything. I guess me, I hard ahead of me. Now I make the blind see. And I make the dead speak. And teach both my little girls that they ain't that. Loud with a man. They better bring the blood and dead sheets. Chaos back in town. This block that's my headpiece. And I ain't trying to take them out, but I will what's in this house. Or check. 144 and they black switch on some hitman shit. She called it 47. Praying for I'll be dead. Me and my soul is stressed for the wet fucking thing. Ask why tell her I'm Lord to the king. To the righteous right. Lord to the king. I want this straight lady to break the text. Lord to the king. To never say hey. This is Lord to the king. Bring it hot. Like you can say Lord to the king. To the righteous right. Lord to the king. I want this straight lady to break the text. Lord to the king. To never say
All right, we're gonna go after this song, right? Okay.
Yo, when you're going to get a Passover, like, how many outfits you got to bring on your girl?
I mean, I would just go by the outfits of how many days you guys are staying. Okay, that's really how I do it.
I mean, like, so when you got to wear a dress the whole time, or only when we coming together as a group?
I mean, that's the preference to have a dress, but I mean, if she wants to wear jeans or something like that, just feel more comfortable, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, as long as she covered up, she's fine. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, a woman can pretty much just, get creative and decorate themselves as long as it's, but you turn this off though. So yeah, just as long as, everybody's covered up things of that sort.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's not an issue, it's not a problem at all. Okay? So, clap it up. Hey, Shalom, Israel's I.S.U.P.K Minneapolis. As you know, it's a Brotherhood class today. And you know what today's topic is going to be about. It's going to be about real leadership. And we are going to touch on, one of the greatest traitors, against Israel, which is Martin Luther King. As may know, the earth, as they know him as Martin Luther King, but a lot of us know who he really is. He's a lot of things, and the number one thing is he's a traitor to Black and Hispanics, all right? Specifically Black people. After all the hell that we've been through behind this man, and the hell that we're still going through to this day, okay? Now, of course, Brotherhood class is a class about where we speak about the morality, the love that brothers and sisters should have for each other, and how we go into our biblical prophetic book just to describe just to lay down a foundation of what was taught to us before time and this time right now, in the last days. We are trying to bring all Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans together, all right, underneath that UPK banner. And that's our purpose. That's why we teach these classes. That's why we are diligent. You know what I'm saying? We take no days off. And this means nothing but everything to us, man. To give all Black and Hispanic people together, because we have been separated for too long when we should have been together in unity and been separated against our oppressor. All right, so of course the topic is leadership and what false leadership is as well. Okay, and how you can identify what it is in today's time in the earth. Okay, so first, matter of fact, let me see what I want to get first, because there's a lot I want to say. Okay, I mean, yeah, there's a lot I want to say. First, get 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3.
Come on.
And before I get into the scriptures, you know, I like to dialogue for a little bit, just to talk about some things. This whole earth once again mourned the other day, or I believe it was yesterday, for Martin Luther King, a man that was believed to be loved amongst the earth at one point in time. Well, just to let you know, when he was alive, he was very much hated. He had a lot of backlash. See what I'm saying? A lot of people criticized him. And that's one thing that I did see as a child. You see what I'm saying? Growing up, learning about this man. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But then I saw more of how people were honoring him and loving him after he died.
Right.
See what I'm saying? I remember seeing just a little bit of that. And now when I came into the truth, see what I'm saying? I heard more about him. It made a lot more sense.
Right.
Because at a point in time in my life, I knew who he was, but I forgot everything that I really knew about him. I seen the cartoons, I seen the marches, the speeches.
Right.
We seen all the things that made him look great. But no one talked about the horror stories behind this man.
Right.
See what I'm saying? And even when people expose the truth about someone, you know, so famous, they try to hide the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? And it's crazy because we speak about equality all the time, and there has been none shown whatsoever. Because people are carnal, and I'm speaking about Israelites. Mm-hmm. Israelites are very carnal at times, and our carnality has got us in terrible, terrible situations from time to time. And somehow we forget the evil that is happening to us. Mm-hmm. And we wash it away with the singing, with the dancing. Right. We wash it away with trying to love a people that does not love you. Right. Like I saw this meme a long time ago. I believe I was like an officer 50. And someone said, what they say? They said after 400 years, you know, you think that the white man has a changed heart, or you can change their heart. See what I'm saying? That's not the case. I actually got this one at the door, downstairs. If you could, I'm letting them know that you're on your way. You too wild. You too wild. Okay? Right. Yeah. So like I was saying, time after time again, we forget the hell that we are in. Like Dr. Martin Luther King put us under a lot of hell, man, to the point where we died behind his actions. If you are a real leader, man, we die for equality when that's something that is mythological. It's not real. How do we get from the 60s to now and still think that we have a chance at having some type of equality with these people? These people are evil that we are fighting up against every single day. And still we try to give them a hug. We try to spread our love to them. It's not working. Because you need to understand a snake when it is a snake. But this snake disguises himself under many costumes. And somehow you forget once again. Now with these classes, you should always remember who has helped Israel and who has destroyed Israel. And Martin Luther King, in honor of this man, see what I'm saying? Honor of this man, we are going to speak about the things that was done during the times when he was living. Okay? So before I get into that also too, on top of this, I want to talk about real leadership and what that is and what that looks like. From time to time, we speak about that, and that's a very important thing. When you are out here, your life is on the line. There has to be someone out there that is true and honest and has integrity. You can't follow someone that does not have those qualities. You can't follow someone in the suit and the tie. All right? Salaam. Salaki about that. So, like I was saying, you have to follow somebody that's really going to show themselves all the way. Someone that doesn't have secrets. Someone that's not going to jeopardize your life and your children's lives. And it's so crazy because when you really think about it, that spirit that Martin Luther King has spread it through the earth, which was nothing but a cancer, a living nightmare. It wasn't no goddamn dream. It was a nightmare. And that nightmare is what Black and Hispanic people are living to this day. We still get beat how he was getting beat when he was alive. We are still being lynched. We are still being racially profiled. We're still getting locked up falsely. All the things that was going on around the time when he was marching, how we protesting, the things that we do today in the world, you wanna thank that man. No matter what you say or what you do, this devil is always going to try to hurt you. And that whole spirit of loving your oppressor is what gets you, that's the thing that gets you killed. Because you're bowing down. You're showing that you fear this devil, that you fear your master. You shouldn't fear your master, you should fear your God. See what I'm saying? Because when you fear the Most High, your enemies will be at peace with you. That's how you do it. You don't march or protest for your life. How many marches have we had? How many times have we had to die behind it? Many times. And where has it got us in 2020? Nowhere. Because we're still dying. We are still dying the same way. So what the hell have we fought for? For us to die some more? That's something that we got to understand. That's what's very important, all right? It's a lot. Someone's phone. All right? That's something that you need to understand. 2020 right now, with Martin Luther King being honored and favored in this earth, there are going to be more Black people that's going to try to make love stronger, a strong connection with our enemy. And they are going to lose their life again and again. And the lesson is going to be taught that we should always be loving and caring to these people that hurt us. Okay? That's what you got to think about. Also follows behind any entertainers that speak up against the lives of Black and Hispanics as if they have, some type of voice for our people when they don't. Okay? Can you get 2 Thessalonians out? It's going to be 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3.
Come. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means.
Say that again.
Let no man deceive you by any means.
The Bible says to not let anybody to deceive you by any means.
Right.
How do you get deceived? You get deceived by the suits and the ties.
Right.
That loud voice. Okay, shalom. You get deceived by, you see what I'm saying? These certain people who have money, who have some sense of power and popularity. The Bible says not to be a respecter of persons. That's why the Christians are so famous and the politicians. Because they tell you something that you like to hear and that you love. That's how they get you. That's how they compel you. That's what they do. That's how you end up being deceived. You got to be careful now, because even Paul himself said, not only did he say this in Thessalonians,
Right.
when he was with the brothers in Thessalonia, he also says to try every man's spirit.
Right.
Any man can call himself a man of God.
Right.
But damn, if you a drug addict, why the hell should I listen to you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna end up on drugs like you.
Right.
But if you loving white people, you loving the enemies, I'm gonna love them as well, because I'm following after you.
Right.
We need once again, we need somebody with integrity.
Right.
Somebody with the true discipline and who is hardcore. And that was Yahushua. Yahushua is what you know as a real leader. And they hated him. Absolutely. Just like they hate us today in the I.S.U.P.K. We don't, I mean, you know, some people, you know, I guess we got a little fan base out there, but a lot of people don't respect us.
So who is Yahushua?
Yahushua Salaki is Jesus Christ, as the earth knows Jesus Christ. Yahushua is in the Hebrew, the Mashiach. All right, he is our Savior and deliverer. Am I saying it right? Goddamn. But yeah, that's who Yahushua is, man. Our King, the one that's going to deliver us out of this captivity. That was a real man, and he was treated like trash. But in the meanwhile, we give everybody else praise that do not deserve it.
Right.
Like your Al Sharptons and Jesse Jackson, all the people that sold out, who left their integrity on the table just for money,
Right.
just for fame and fortune. Although Yahushua was famous, this man was a poor man. He had no home, but still he did the work of the Lord.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't care about nothing but serving the Most High and carrying out the duty, the work, and serving his people. That's a leader. And he wasn't no traitor. And better yet, he died for you. He died for you, man. Martin Luther King did not die for Black and Hispanics. He didn't fight for us. He was doing himself a favor with loving on these other heathens. See what I'm saying? These other nations. And that end up killing him. How much love is that? I thought they were supposed to show him some love back. They didn't. Just like they beat you, they beat him. And they killed him. They turned their back on him when he was trying to give them everything. And in the midst of all of that, he puts you in danger, your life in jeopardy. So be careful who you follow and who you call a man of God. Who you call somebody that's really going to be there to help you in a time of need. Politicians cannot be trusted, none of them. They sell you the same dream that this man has sold you. And what's going to happen? You're still going to continue in poverty. You're still going to continue suffering. And nothing is going to get better for you because you followed this person that deceived you. You got to be very careful. We should think about the men in the Bible who really sacrificed their lives and died and went through hell. Those are true leaders. And better yet, one that's living right now, a true prophet, his name is YAHANNA.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? That's a man that loves his people. See what I'm saying? Come on now, read it one more time.
Come. Let no man deceive you by any means.
Yeah, let no man deceive you by any means. Keep going.
For that day shall not come.
Say what?
For that day shall not come.
Keep going.
Except there come a falling away first.
Oh, God. Let's go to something else. All right, you start right there. This is another one I want. Get Jeremiah 23 and 1 for me real quick. And we actually going to read a little bit. Dialogue. Okay.
23 and 1.
Yeah, that's right.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture,
right,
saith the Lord.
Right. So woe means destruction. Destruction to those that deceive and that, destroy and scatter Black and Hispanics.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Death unto them on their head. Who else to a God? I'll just give you a hint. Eddie Long. Eddie Long was very famous and popular. Mm-hmm. He is as famous as T.D. Jakes and I was gonna say Joe Osteen, but he's a devil. He's not really for black people, but black people seem to love him so much. When he shut the doors on our brothers and sisters during a natural disaster, man, I thought we were supposed to lean on these men because they are supposed to be for the people. See what I'm saying? But Eddie Long, who was a child molester, and he was known to be one, but still he was loved amongst the nation of Israel. The Lord killed him, just like the Lord killed Martin Luther King. And everybody has to let that sit in. There's too much evidence to expose, the evil of these people that we call heroes. And if people love, I don't see how people love these type of people. These are dangerous, man. In the Bible too, I don't know exactly where, I think it's in Ecclesiasticus, it says, something about you don't want to strive with a dangerous man. See what I'm saying? And then there's more context on that as well. It's actually multifold. So keep going on that.
Come on. Verse 2. Mm-hmm. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people. Right. Ye have scattered my flock.
You have scattered my flock. You are supposed to be feeding them, giving them this truth. But meanwhile, you scattered them because you're teaching lies. You're teaching false doctrines. You're teaching them things that are of men and not of the Lord. Right. Yahushua spoke about that in the book of Mark and Matthew. All right, keep going.
And driven them away.
And driven them away. Driven them away from what? What does that mean? Driven
from the truth or the laws?
Yeah, from the truth of the laws. Mm-hmm. Because instead of keeping the laws of our God, we keep the laws of man. Right. Instead of us being separate from our enemy, we join Martin Luther King in this march for a non-violent fight, and we get our ass beat. That's ridiculous. That's not how you fight. See what I'm saying? Against your oppressor. That's you loving and submitting to them.
Right.
And who taught you that? These false men. These men that disguise themselves as true followers of God or Christ. You got to watch out now, man, because it's about to get a lot crazier in this world. And if you ain't right with the Most High, you will find yourself in a horrible place, and you might lose your life. Those drugs just might take you next time. You know what I'm saying? That child support might drive you crazy next time. The oppression, because this is important. We are fighting something spiritual. And that goes against the Bible. It goes against everything that we was taught for generations to generations. From the way. Okay, keep on.
Come. Mm-hmm. And have not visited them.
Say it again.
And have not visited them.
I'm going to pull a precept on this that we pulled, I believe, 2 weeks ago. And it's going to talk about pretty much how, like these so-called pastors, Christians, these people that are black leaders, these so-called entertainers, these people that have not came to black Hispanics and really taught us the right way, so to speak. Okay. So actually, we can drop that for a second. Get Deuteronomy 13:5 for me. Wow. Hey, you know that scripture is where it says, I have dreamed. Ain't that in Jeremiah? Let me see if I can find it quickly. I thought I saw it. Yeah, I found it. Yeah. I remember. It was still in 23. Yeah, I'll go back to that later though.
You say you got it?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. I just found it quick. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Come. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 13, verse 5. prophet or that dreamer of dreams.
Ooh, one more time.
And that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death.
Shall be what?
Put to death.
Why is that? Why should these dreamers of dreams be put to death?
Because he has spoken to turn you away from the Lord your God.
He has spoken to turn you away, clever, sneaking, conniving, and thieving. How these people do that? Like it's so funny because being in the truth, like you see how easy it is for people to be blind to what's going on in front of them. But like, give me an example that how people might miss.
So like they might be listening because it feels good, like knowing what feels good or what works best for their situation.
Exactly. That's one of them. What's another? Good.
What was the question again?
The question was, how can people miss that they're being deceived or being gullible? How can they miss it when it's happening in front of them?
When it's something appeasing to their ears. Like,
right.
Or to their sight.
Say it again.
Something that looks good or it sounds good.
Right. So adding on to pretty much what y'all both said, something that's appealing, something that's like compelling because it's right there. Because our people are carnal. You know what I'm saying? Everything that touches their five senses is what they will believe. But if it's not there, they don't believe it. You see what I'm saying? And thing in the church where they always say like, oh, next week you want to get blessed, you want to get the money to pay your rent and all this. They get on TV and they are nothing but actors. Like these Christian pastors in the congregation, they need all the rewards. See what I'm saying? I mean, all the awards, the trophies, the Oscars, because they are really selling you a dream. They selling you something that's not real, that you're not going to get. Another big thing too, when we was in captivity underneath the East Indians, the whole choppers, that's where that whole thing comes from. I remember how one of the brothers was talking about how they was getting so deceived and being dismayed by like the signs of heaven, the rocks is going to do this, it's going to help this and help that. See, all these things that we do today, it comes from our oppressor. What Martin Luther King did, he learned it against you trying to fight it, against your. Gandhi, that's his name. But what is he? Ghanese though? Indian. Somebody. Okay, yeah. He a heathen. Okay. He a heathen. But I appreciate that. Yeah. See what I'm saying? And it was so crazy because it was so crazy to even learn that because that's the tactic that was used on you. And when you are vulnerable, you'll do anything, wouldn't you? If you in poverty and you ain't got no money, you ain't got no food, nowhere to sleep, you do anything. You might just kill.
Right.
You might just rob. See what I'm saying? Or you might just hurt yourself in the process. Well, all of the above. And that's what's going to happen. That's why, once again, man, these brotherhood classes are very important. I'm telling you right now, this is what needs to be on the airwaves. Instead of Joe Osteen, 4 in the morning, T.D. Jakes, who's a homosexual, that's not a man I want to follow. And you shouldn't either.
Right.
Because you might catch the spirit, the demon that's on them that they call the Holy Spirit, you might catch that on you to do what they are doing today.
So
Good.
Did you give them that whole, I heard you say something about that scripture we were talking about the dream. Did you break down?
Yeah, I did, but I want to go back to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want to go back to it. All right. So what is that scripture I gave you? Go ahead.
Deuteronomy 13:5.
Yeah, 13:5. Yeah, I think there's a little bit more on there too.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, it could. Go ahead.
And that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death, because he has spoken to turn you away from the Lord your God.
Right, he has spoken away to turn you away from your God.
Oh, that prophet, SKYPE. Yeah, that's very, very heavy for people who don't understand that prophet, that dreamer of dreams.
Right.
Like that is a heavy statement, because if you remember, Martin Luther King, he was a man of the Lord, supposedly. He was what he was looking up to.
Right.
What was his famous speech?
I had a dream. Right.
King. And his dream, like you don't get to just speak about a dream you have as a man of the Lord.
Right.
Like you try to put that in front of the public, in front of people want to take that as the truth. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, oh, you have a dream about what? Oh, you a man of the Lord, so that dream could be real. I know a lot of the scripture is about interpretation of dreams and visions. You understand it. So he said this dream of what about?
So like one more time.
And that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death.
And he shall be put to death. And that is talking about Martin Luther King and many others, but mostly you want to think about Martin Luther King. What you want to say something?
It's like so. To touch on what Ron was saying, was his dream. The Martin Luther King dream was for us to come together with the Edomite, you know, with the white man, and that's completely opposite of what the Most High was.
What he said should not be joining.
Right.
We join hands with them to do it.
Right.
You know, just like they rule the country now, and they run it, and they have everything going for themselves, and they don't join hands with us.
Right.
We get the crumbs off their plate. We might get a Jay-Z here,
right?
An Eminem there. Right. Don't get the piece of the pie.
Right.
You might have a crumb and be living good, but your people of the nation is living terrible. Right. You know, the Asians that are talking about, we want to hold hands. Right. We want to hold hands with the white man. But what do they got? They got Asian restaurants all through your hood. They got Chinatowns in all the major cities. They ain't talking about holding hands. The Arabs. Right. They got gas stations and 7-Elevens everywhere. They're not trying to hold hands. In fact, they just bombed. They were just known for bombing, you know what I'm saying, the train centers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right. They was Muslims, they still got their chicken shacks, their gas stations, 7-Elevens. They're not talking about holding hands and joining hands. It's just oppressed people who was trying to love bullying to death. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, if I love you, I can I'm a sad dog. I'm a sad dog. Maybe if I show I'm really sad, maybe he'll stop hurting me. I don't know if y'all was thinking that what's that movie came out there with Will Ferrell?
Get Hard.
Get Hard. He was like, can I be sad dog? Like, they got me sad dogs to death. But I was just really sad. Maybe if I show I'm really sad, they'll stop trying to hurt me. It's a joke. Right. All right. You can't do that. So just
and it's like, you know, and they even for us to be equal with them was against the Most High. He said, I want to put y'all above all nations. That's what I'm saying. That's it.
That's it.
Trying to get equality is selling yourself short. The Lord says you're supposed to be above all nations, not equal to. We ain't supposed to be, we're not equal to them. Even in our worst state right now, we're not equal. We're better than everything we do. Go ahead, bro.
Like, as I know, I ain't never came in here, you know what I'm saying? But I know it's real. This is how I do it. Everybody think I'm a real. Right. Good. What I was just saying yesterday, you said what? I said, I ain't Martin Luther King. I ain't had no dream. I'm not met by you lose. That would make that left too cold. We was supposed to him. Everybody. Right. He ain't going to get you in. Martin, you let me get you in. And I wrote the bar, she moved. I said, it took Rose Park, go to everybody. It isn't, we ain't going to. He got out. We ain't going. We ain't get back on this bus no more. But you still have to cut my house with us. We're still on that bus. Right. It took the other nigga really, like you said, the move. Right. What I said, I get on that bus, boy. So we gonna drive. We gonna make these kids, we gonna the cars, we gonna walk. We gonna walk deep. Now you walk deep. deep. Look, you notice though, when nobody coming back and here doing nothing. They ain't been running around Red Fox. They been tired of it. It took Michael Max to really go to jail and settle him down. Like never like, oh, let me catch myself a good brother. Like he started, everybody started me Michael Max started to leave with, like you said, ain't no that how the white man all them come together, Chinese, they all together. See what I'm saying? You got the nation, everybody know they ain't lost. They just like the niggas. People don't try to make the pipeline. You see they ain't them pipeline no more. What pipeline can take what? They make what mean, boy. Like these Black Lives Matter, everybody come down and say about the Black Lives Matter. Ah, Black Lives Matter, you got all these white people in your Black Lives school. Ain't no kill a native American. I mean, you're not. This how you do stuff. Kill a Native American. Kill what they do, like you said, kill what the Taliban. They gonna come 100,000 they come what Bush out there, what? Okay, y'all might kill some old saying. Okay, everybody gotta get sacrificed their life. Okay, now you just finally kill our way. Just gotta think about it, bro. Everybody died. They live their life, well, they thankful, but they felt straight. They learned stuff. They ain't slow, they ain't selling their soul. You told me, right? Say, like you said, it's a Chinatown. It's an A-Ride. You feel me? It's got the Indians. You know what I'm saying? Pakistan, all these people go to the Somali. Look on North right now. Somalis slowly show they taking over North. Look on South. You got all the niggas in Somalia now with the bomb. And I've got their whole group, they run a whole public political center, I'm going to all the shop, everything. Wait, they supposed to expose to everything. So we all want these things, we saying the real.
I want to say something too. What you just said too, I realized something too. Like in school, like they, like okay, how they were so heavy about Martin Luther King, they wasn't so heavy about how Malcolm X was. Now, although the U.P.K. don't follow, behind Malcolm X, but he he clowned Martin Luther King behind what he was doing. You see what I'm saying? Like one thing I say about Malcolm X said he didn't believe in all that. Like he was a nigga about it. Like he ain't gonna let nobody.
He ain't selling like you said. He ain't selling soul like you said. I.S.U.P.K. Sold his soul. Jesse Jackson. They've been hating. Look, Jesse Jackson he was hating on TV. At the time,
right?
He was official.
He was.
He was. What you said about Malcolm X, he fell weak. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, he was strong at one point, but he became a traitor to his people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Malcolm X, when they cut his ward off and they told him he couldn't speak no more, he was mad. What y'all was saying is the truth. Look, Malcolm X, I bet you this whole world, for everything gets old, man. Won't be no Farrakhan. Look at Farrakhan. You know why Farrakhan can't get touched? He ain't so look, Farrakhan, one thing about Farrakhan, people say they want to. Look, like us, he getting kicked off. See, people don't know. Like Muslim, Islam, all that. But it's just like I thought it like I see that watch. I'm a Muslim, but I still go take the Islam. All of us the same things, just different sessions. Like you go overseas, see, we ain't know the city right now. You feel, but you go, I got people fit over there, so I know I get talk. The thing is self-education. I played them. I think Red Fox never sold his soul. See, Red Fox, the only person never sold his soul, he did right there, nobody killed Red Fox. But look, Red Fox got money from. When you talk about the Muslim race, you understand that that's not black culture. Right. Muslim race is Arab culture. So but you got hold on. When you accept another people's culture, it's just like accepting Christianity.
Exactly.
When you accept the Muslim,
right?
I'm telling you that you can never be a top flight citizen. Like anybody can be a Muslim.
That's right.
Anybody can be a Hebrew Israelite. You see what I'm saying? Anybody who want to come over there, but the only thing is, if you're not an Arab, you can't be one of the top Muslims. You can only be a lower level Muslim. They'll let you be a citizen in their eyes because you're not Arab. But you can be a part of their organization. In the Hebrew Israelite culture, you can't be a part of it. That's why, you go off when you say that they ain't sell their soul. You know what I'm saying?
when you accept another culture and another religion, that you're giving yourself over to the people. And that's what selling. That's so called selling yourself. Malcolm X gave himself over. Like the reason the Muslims came to the East, I said Muslims was all about, like that faction at that time was all about the black Muslims. And then Malcolm X, when they got mad at them, he was trying to accept everybody as a Muslim. He went over there to Mecca and came back talking about anybody can be Muslim, everybody. But even though that was the Arab culture, they still were trying to make it they popular. Like, we just want to be, it's only blacks involved. You know, because they was getting money from Gaddafi at the time before he got white over there. Like, it was a whole thing. But at the end of the day, that was not our culture. Muslim culture is what Malcolm X was a part of. He became a traitor against his people. You know what I'm saying? When he got mad at his people, now he was snitch on them. But you was a part of it the whole time. As soon as y'all don't agree, now you ready to go turn your back on them, expose them. That's weak and that's traitors. You know what I'm saying? When these people, you were all for them, but they would save their life. As soon as y'all have a disagreement, a misunderstanding, now you want to go trade them in and sell them out to the white man and do your own thing. That's weak. That's traitors. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm telling you, like, in him, that shit I'm black. You can't be a part of this. Like, if you ain't born into it, like, if you ain't give your whole life to it, you ain't gonna make it. You can come to a class, sit there, you know, but you hold on before you go. Go ahead.
So, you know, like, I see the point you were getting at with the like us taking the vision into our own hands. That's we're not gonna beat the all here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta come back to the North back to the minutes. When we go out there, we try to pick up a gun and go to war, we're gonna get doing like that. Like, you gotta do that. You're like, I can't help that. You know, more like the beyond the door, like, you know, that's why I was different. Like, I mean, that out that one place, like, I respect, like, the doors anymore. Israelite, you know what I'm saying? I respect everybody, you know what I'm saying, what they got now, what they want to do. But I know, of those, you know, right here, you gotta know up here. See, I know right here, I would be lead class, everybody wants something like, I can know what y'all talking about, but understand, catch on. I would be the more than Christianity, back it up, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, no one else is helping me at all. You know what I'm saying? I put a lot of stuff like that, so, right. You know what I'm saying? I got a different guys. You know what I'm saying? And I know, like this, I know he don't shit like y'all, that's why I like Tom. You see, why he said so, and lost all of it. You know what I'm saying? See, we have never come together, you know what I'm saying? But they say we don't, but we do. It's just on certain situations, like, if we come together, bro, like, it's gonna come, Joe, but I don't know where it's gonna come. Not we probably be here to see it, I don't know if gonna be here. But once we get back like us, all the things gonna be like, oh, we know, oh, it's over with. This whole world gonna tuck their tip. You ain't gonna, it's gonna be over with. I'm talking about white Chinese. I don't care. That's why you come. I don't care who you are, what race you have. Right. Okay, look. Our biggest problem is materialistic, Joe. Right. So much money, man. Not so long. See what y'all doing right here? You got a point? Oh yeah, my point is like I have a child. I got a child by Somali woman, right? And when I first got with her family disowned her. Because she was dealing with me. And what she told me that they called me is the black man. But when I looked at them, I'm like, hold on, they blacker than me. They blacker than me. And she was basically saying there's a word for us in their religion. Of course. They call slaves. Slaves, right. Us, our people, not all African American niggas. We are slaves in that culture. Right. You know? So you, like you said, you could never be a high-ranking Muslim, right? If you're African American. Period. Right, and that point that brother, wait, so point for a second. What I was gonna say about that, that's funding his marches and everything, which should have been red flags about messing with they. It became a whole problem. They wanted to expose him, they wanted to rat him out to the point when too late, he made that speech about, you know, I won't make it to the mountain with you guys. Because like actually keep going and it talks about that. Just keep reading. And I'm gonna show you a clear example what to do and what not to do. See what I'm saying? Talking about Deuteronomy 13:5? Yeah, still, yeah. After you said put to death, keep going. Because he has spoken to turn you away from the Lord your God.
Now it's going to give you the reason. Like, this is the reason right here. Because he put us away, like he turned us away from our God. Like he made it okay for Black and Hispanic people to join these other nations in every way possible. I'm not talking about just holding their hand, sleeping with, like really marrying these people, having children with them. And it talks about in the Bible not to do those things. Like interracial marriage is a sin. Right. You know what I'm saying? Now, people that before they came to this class never knew, they made the mistake. But now that you know, don't do it again. See what I'm saying? Now, by the way, if you married to that heathen, woman or man, you can't put them away because that's even a sin. See what I'm saying? But the whole point is because we followed him and we chose his ways, we had got hurt. You see what I'm saying? We took on his ways, and that's why we dying today. That's the whole purpose, and that's why he got killed, and that's why we are being killed the same way. Okay, so keep going on that.
Which brought you out of the land of Egypt.
One more time.
Which brought you out of the land of Egypt.
Now it was the Most High who brought us out of the land of Egypt. But you know how ignorant we was. We was trying to go back to serve Pharaoh and the Egyptians. Keep going.
And redeemed you out of the house of bondage.
One more time.
And redeemed you out of the house of bondage.
Keep going.
To thrust thee out of the way which the Lord thy God commanded thee to walk in.
And that's why people like Martin Luther King gets killed. These Christians get killed. These politicians get killed because of what they are doing. They are hurting the nation of Israel by teaching them to go away from the law, go away from the way that the Most High commanded us to be. Let's see more examples, man. You got these rappers right now that influence drugs. And then you got brothers like Juice WRLD who loves Percocets and he kills himself with all these drugs. You see what I'm saying? Because he was taught a simple life, he died. Because he learned it from somebody else. That hurts the nation, man. It spreads like a cancer. So this whole worshiping that we have, because Black and Hispanic people, they worship Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? That is their God, their Jesus, their lover, everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, goddamn, when Hustle died, niggas went crazy. The news did they're trying to do a whole documentary coming up sometime this year about this man who's a heathen, who's an Ethiopian, a stinking African. Yeah. That's what he is. He didn't do nothing for Black people. See what I'm saying? And people don't get that point. Go ahead,
I'm just saying they try to compare him to people like Tupac and all of that.
Oh my
but he never really made songs uplifting us in any way, kind of, you know.
And he spoke about his culture well.
Yeah.
And he put a difference between niggas and his own people. Yeah. Go ahead.
Then I had to really think, because like a lot of people big his story up like, yo, he came in, he put a store in the house. So I had to look, I said, that's not really that crazy. Foreigners come to the hood all the time, sell drugs and put stores in our neighborhood. That was the best stuff that he did, bro.
That's all he did. Yeah. It was no damn different whatsoever. See what I'm saying? That's the whole point, man. You get the point. And a lot of Black people do not understand that. Now there are some people out there that really look into that and be like, well, ain't that the same thing that's going on right now? Right. All the heathens are in your hood.
Right.
We are called the Black community, but your community don't look so Black.
Right.
See what I'm saying? It looks like all nation community. See what I'm saying? Because all these foreigners is in your land. But what do you have? Nothing. Go ahead.
I was just today. I was trying to give out some clothes, give away some clothes, some old clothes, right?
I like your chains. I like your eyes. Go ahead.
I was on Lake Street in Chicago. Franklin.
Oh yeah.
I went over there first.
Yeah.
I couldn't find none of Judah. I couldn't find none of our people. I only seen Somali people and large ladies like white people. You know, I only seen Somali people. So basically, I went over north. I went over to Mary's place. You know. I used to live in Mary's place when I was a kid. You know. Then the Somalians took over that. You know, Somalians and African people. Yeah. Somalians and African people in Mary's place. All that. I'm trying to give away these clothes and I'm trying to give away to our people, but I can't find them. So I go to Broadway. I go on Broadway, you know, the McDonald's and the lines, I finally found Judah, you know. I went over there, I found them, but it was in that little small, you know, the little Foot Locker and all that. Brothers, bro, that they was basically not even really appreciative of it, you know. And it kind of made me wonder, like, yeah, should I just give it to the, you know, to the heathen, like the real? Because I had like a whole bag of clothes. They was going through me, but they wasn't really. They say thank you and none of that, you know. But it was crazy because like the whole, even on the north side now, is being took over by Somali. You know, first get from downtown, that little on Plymouth Avenue, the buildings, all Somali. You know, like they taking over our community and they coming in with their schools. They got Somali schools over there now, on the north side. School, they got everything. They taking over our community, but take advantage of the resources that we supposed to be taking advantage of, really. Though.
Right, it makes sense. Go ahead.
And that's biblical because the curse it says we're gonna plant seeds, but we're not gonna be able to harvest those seeds. You know what I'm saying? All that civil rights stuff that we put the groundwork in for, all other nations come and just benefit from. Exactly. And we still stay poor. And that's right there in the Bible. Right.
I mean, it's a word for it. You know what that word is, right? Justification.
Come.
You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what that is. That's what's happening. Yeah. But we losing while they winning. And we getting, like Adwan said, we getting the crumbs. Right. Go ahead.
Now, what he just said, I'm totally 100%. Look, with that, don't lie, because I was here. I witnessed it. You know what I'm saying? It's the truth. Look, just this. Last, look, 2019, I just came down, back down to Chicago. From June to right now, 2020.
You said when? Say it again?
June of 2019.
Oh, okay.
My twin got to go down to 8th grade in high school. You know what I'm saying? So people know and short, you know what I'm saying? I went back to torture. I was just here. I was in Chicago for years. I left just 16. You know what I'm saying? I had to leave here, go back home to my roots, to find myself. And I ain't been no trouble. I come right down in jail called 50 cases. I beat you. I didn't beat you, though. I feel it. I beat you, but I didn't go to show. It shot me like what? The whole north side, I'm no way out there. Look, I'm going all that over there. Look, ain't mine. Look, I don't Broadway. All white. The whole north side, downtown white. I ain't sitting on that time. The Somali got these little Somali stores, so what they got, though, like I said. The car is running down straight down choose. They got a good like I can't like that. You go south. South side of the brand got Native Americans and the space Somalians. You go out there, they got all the stores, they got all the shops.
One second. One of the reasons why they do that too is because they got brothers and sisters too. And they unify. And that's about. It goes into resources.
People, the Native American ain't what I know. Don't get the Native American mixed up with the doctor. The native thing got it on there.
You got certain stuff.
The natives was living in tents. You know that tent? Living in tents on the street. They live in the reservations in Alhara. The natives is dumb. But the natives ain't running nothing on South. Like you said, he's right about the Africans.
Not really like like them, the natives, put like this. I'm misunderstood. They run like you said. Fathers, business wise, no. But the Somalis on the business side, yes. Because look at all this. Look, okay, you go up down Franklin's what? Somalians. You go down to 18th and all that. Somalians.
It's Somalians.
Now go to the house. Now look at the house. The niggas working with this, they eat this. Some of them. No. Like you said, look, they doing this all day. Drinking. Heroin, cocaine.
All right, check it out. The people, the natives that we think is at the top, those are really the $5 Indians. They're not really Indians. They're the ones who got the casino. The ones who got that little bit of crumbs, like I said, the crumbs. Like the ones who got that little crumb, they try to act like they got a little reservation. They over there getting drunk, because really ain't no money. They over there living off the bare minimum. The ones who got the money got the casino. You know, and them is not really natives. Those are $5. They're not really natives. They like a tad pension for native Americans. They're not really them. So they trying to trick you. Like I said, if natives really had money and had casinos, ain't no way they would just
Right.
It wouldn't happen. It was too much money in their community for them to be living like that.
Sure.
Even if they was
Totally agree.
drunk, like the white man is the drug guy. He's an alcoholic. But they get the nasty because they have money. They DUIs go away. They drug cases go away. They gun cases. They all go away because they got money. The niggas, it ain't going away to look right now because they really got it. You know what I'm saying? They're just living on without their living. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
They made the real one on them reservations. That's why they get drunk like that, because they really ain't got the money. They just living off a check. You know, a little check, but ain't really nothing. You know what I'm saying? Not nothing. If they really had rather casino money, they would be living like that.
There you go.
Like China, same problem. China,
shops, the Africans with them, you know, the restaurants and stores, the Arabs, they gas stations, they the ones who come and getting rich off us.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead. Like, again, it's so disrespectful. I had to go on 7 Mile and get something from my beard the other day, bro. They got bars on the door, on the window. It's like you go into a prison. You know what I'm saying? Everything got a stickers on it, so if you walk out of beat. I'm like, yo, you in the middle of the hood with this disrespect. And I hate that I will give you my money because I have no other choice. You know what I'm saying? It's wicked, bro.
Right, but I was going to say though, like, it's like, you say something? Oh, yeah, go ahead.
That's why I love the scripture, Zephaniah 2:1.
Oh, yeah.
Say, gather yourself together, all nation not desired. Because when you look at the people that's not desired, you can see the real Indians, the ones that we are related to, the ones that's not desired, the ones that's sleeping in the tents, the Hispanic people that's out there poor, you know?
Right. And give them a hand, because that's why I was going there. I see it's on y'all, huh?
Come on, man.
I went to go get a do-rag. I had to go get the dude to unlock the do-rag.
Right.
Take time, bro. Come on, yeah.
I go get, like you said, I go to 7 Mile over there. How you got the boxes? When it's
locked up.
Come
on, man. In Chicago, they don't put you go through the window.
Say it again.
In Chicago, the areas make you go through the window.
Wow.
Can you get in the store? You gotta go through the window. After a certain time,
Oh, wait. You talking about how to go on this side, that side, and you just come in like this?
You give me down. Yeah, now you go to pass. Right. And you put your money in the box and you spin the box and you pay. Just to buy your gas.
What the hell? Wait. Which side of Chicago was that on? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You got those in the
Okay, because every time I go to Chicago, I go to the one like anytime I'm with a brother, it's like the niggas on the right, left and right side. You just walk in. But then again, then there's no difference. Then bulletproof, it really ain't no different. You're right. It makes sense. Yeah.
The main thing, glass.
Yeah, but you know, I don't see no different because yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right.
They talk to you, like you say, they talk to you right.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, go ahead.
This is how you know they're guilty of something, because they need all this protection. Or you need all the protection, you know, y'all feel guilty. Y'all feel like we should do something to y'all, you know?
Yeah, and that's
because they know if that was going on in the neighborhood, we wouldn't get no people.
You wouldn't mind it.
If we, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
If we had a soul, like, that's why you in Chinatown, that's why you don't see a soul food restaurant in Chinatown.
Right.
The Asians ain't for the shop.
Right.
Not because none of their food, but they can put a Chinese restaurant in the hood and not even hire a black man to work in the restaurant.
Come on.
Right.
Not even to take the money to greet at the door, because they understand that.
And guess what? Like you said, I think they gonna have that thing around that. Look, play with them. Chinese man, they ain't scared. They come down there and they tell you, you know what? It's playing crazy with them. Boy, they got everything they need.
And then on top of that, though, not only are they disrespecting you when you go to the store, everything is overpriced. So everything is about $1.50, $2 more than what it really costs. You know what I'm saying?
And they making it. They they give up. While we sleep, they don't think. Making this shit 3, 4 in the morning. That's why you catch 3, 4 in the morning. They make another team come in the afternoon. They serve you.
Go ahead.
I was talking to my Red about something the other week, and we was basically, it was a scripture. I forgot what scripture it was, but it basically pertained to the white man on why he's, because I, working in jobs, you ever notice how your white managers or supervisors be so punctual on time?
Yeah.
Like when I work for black people, they don't be tripping you come a little late from lunch.
Yeah.
White people hate when you're not on time.
Yeah.
Because they know their time is coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a scripture on it. I just forgot.
Yeah. Okay, no.
That's something close to that.
Oh, yeah, you must be talking about Revelation. We talked about
Revelation.
Yeah, that's Revelation. I think maybe six chapters. I think either the 6th chapter, maybe. Yeah. I just thought about that like I think a couple weeks ago. You want me to help you find it?
That topic up too, though,
Okay, actually, but yeah, I'm gonna say something too though.
I still overseas, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say something though. Like everything that everybody, I was gonna say everything that everybody said. Like it makes sense because, like even in the hood, in our hoods, they show a form of racism, like that whole bulletproof shit.
Right.
So like, excuse my language, you can't see that nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? The way they treat us and everything like that. It's crazy. Like it's this place over on the east side. It's a gas station, but they call it Mini Pack. And those Arabs, they cook your food and everything like that. Like I remember being on a Facebook page, everybody talking about how all the cooks are so cool and everything like that. I was in there one day and saw how this there's a black lady, but she's Muslim, and how the 2 Arab dudes were disrespecting her. And she just sitting there laughing it off and everything like that, giving people the food. I'm just sitting there like, yo, like I come across this thing and put your head on that damn grill. You see what I'm saying? Like she just going for it. You see what I'm saying? And on top of that, they disrespectful to certain people. Like I never caught they disrespect. You see what I'm saying? I ain't going for that either. Right. Of course, I'll be professional about it. But the way that they treat people, I see it all the time. Go ahead.
I think
Captain
Malquad said something there on Facebook about our women is the best women,
Okay.
But they know this. My mom told me before at the hospital, she went to the doctor, right?
Yeah.
And an African or an Arab, Ishmael, one of them people told her, like, you got birth in him. She got perfect birth in him. Like, this is what they sexualize our women. They trying to, rape our women for real, or like take our women. Yeah. That's how they look at our women, like it's just sexual object. Yeah, body part, He told my mom.
Definitely. Like you said, y'all, I'm glad y'all see the topic y'all bring. To me, y'all think like I'm misunderstood. I know anything y'all saying though, man, y'all. But it's the truth, you know why? But this was so sad now, though.
Yeah.
Please ain't no too much please. Don't have to look. You see, they take that to sign of disrespect. They let me walk in that same store y'all just talking about. The woman, the same woman getting mistreated physically and mentally. She take it out on me. I'm a good person. I come spend money. She don't treat me no respect. She downgrade me because they down. They in that talking about the but you look at that job, you know they need you. Because you need them with it. They basically need you. You the female. So you know what I'm saying? I bet you can't tell them they ride females. I bet they in that same doing it. They treat them so it's so different. They always got all black. Just notice. That's how you know the truth. Go to Old Memphis. You're gonna see the A-Rap, but you're gonna see all black United States girl. She get a job. She get this job to serve. But they treat us so look. We gonna let you do anything you wanna do. Go outside, take your little weed break. Or we gonna dog walk. We ain't really paying you like that. We want to bring the customers here. Because we start real sex with bodies. She looking all nice. And dude come to man, she look good as hell for the box. So we about this place. See, I was going, but they told her blackness. They tell us don't have to buy, but we want to spend the money. But we only come there because she look good. It's the lust. See, it's the lust for her, but she down way up. Like, look at the white man. White man the same way. They get all our black women. But we can't go get that white woman like that. Same thing with the Somalians. They don't look at us, y'all. They don't look at us. We can't get their women, but they men, they our women. The same thing with the Chinese. Every race, they all our black women. That's why I don't respect black women. Like, I love them to death with our daughters. But 80% of black women, Joe, they dog and downgrade they black men, Joe. We still the king, we still the dominant, bro. That's why we steady going to jail. They might give them such thing. Look, no income. The female got the good. They got the job. They got everything. Black man, not much.
You got to don't allow them.
But you allow, no, keep on.
Don't allow the white man to turn you against us. Because just as bad as we get treated, and nobody's here for us, nobody's here for them. Right. And honestly, black women are doing better and not dating outside their race than black men.
That's
as
very
soon
true.
as we get a contract, as soon as we get some money, any NFL basketball player, they always go get the white women. Like black women are holding on stronger. Like it's just right now that it's a little bit tough. Like you start to see a little more that black women are going that route. The black men, we've been both. Hold on, we've been both. I'm gonna let you get it. We've been, you know what I'm saying, bogus, you know what I'm saying, as far as going off, when we get money, going and try to get another race. And black men, we've been doing it. You know, that's where that whole jungle fever phrase come from, because of us, not because of black women. Jungle fever, that whole phrase came because of black men. If y'all remember that, like it came because of us. Because then our women, they don't want them. You know, like we make it hard for them to want white men. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. But they came at our women at first. But then what they did, they took us out the home and not let. And so then what happened? The white woman had the stability. We were able to live with them. They were able to feed them. We were able to get money off them. And we couldn't with Section 8 and all of that. We couldn't live with our women. We couldn't live with the black women. So it was a tactic. To push us away from our women, to push us to it was a tactic, man. So don't go against them. Like I said, our women have been destroyed just as much as we have been destroyed. I'm
saying the same thing you said, bro. Look, I'm taking this on still how I see it, but look, I'm gonna reverse it. Y'all like and you look the same thing as you said. The black women doing the same thing. Look at Eve. She don't date no black person. She grew up on what? She married to a what? Because she's got rid of celebrity. She married to a billionaire. Right here, like we definitely can go have a white dude billionaire. Look, it started off with females like what's called playing in monster ball. Halle Berry. She don't mess with no black bro. She mess with all rich white men. Look at the monster.
I ain't saying that. That's what I said. I'm not saying that it ain't happening. I'm saying it started.
It's more numbers. Yeah,
it started with us first.
I think it started with us white.
And we started first. And you know what I'm saying? Our women kind of followed suit. It took them, and they still, even in the midst of this, they still not as bad as we are. Like,
no.
Like, our women are so messed up. They started bleaching the hair. Right. They started, trying to do anything they could to look white for us. Because we were so much on white women. Yeah. And now you got brothers bleaching their hair blonde. Right. Now you get brothers bleaching. White black women, they've been wearing blonde hair. Because they've been trying to battle against us for white women. Like they've been trying to look like white women, burning their scalp with perms, trying to make their hair look like white women, they've been trying to do it, and they see it ain't working. So now they're like, I'm gonna go get a white man. Right.
They trying to get back. Well, Kanye, you got help. Go where? Go crazy.
Right. We got to go ahead, brother.
Right. What I want to say, matter of fact, give black women room. I also want to give Adawana in too. And the reason being is because he's saying everything that the general has said. As a matter of fact, there's something that I want to add on to that. All this really came about during the civil rights movement and with the sisters, the feminist movement. See what I'm saying? Like that's when everything, like the broken home and stuff like that, things, the tables turned. Because before that time, that was still like in the 60s, right? Now, like in the 1950s and the 40s, we were together, we were stronger at that time. See what I'm saying? But around that time period with these leaders trying to corrupt us and deceiving us, that's when everything turned on us. See what I'm saying? So there was a role that the man played with his corruption as far as the black man and the sisters as well. Understanding that at the end of the day, it was our oppressor who set it all up. See what I'm saying? Now we're fighting against each other. We're battling against each other with trying to have equality amongst each other in the household. Ain't such thing. Like equality is not something that's real. You see what I'm saying? Just like even in U.P.K, we always talk about how equality is not real. If it was, we'll all be the same rank, right? We'll all be the boss. You see what I'm saying? We'll all have the same position. At the job, there's no equality. See what I'm saying? Like, it's not a thing. See what I'm saying? Well, but you want to say something?
Yeah, with the integration was so messed up, right? I asked somebody actually a question, but they said like, when is the first time you had a black teacher, right? Like a teacher of the same race, right? And I had to know, like, damn, I only had one black teacher my whole career, right? And they said the reason why that is because when we went into integration, the only thing they integrated was the students. The black teachers couldn't go and teach in the white school. You know what I'm saying? So after that, it was just a bunch of black kids getting taught by white people. Then they had this whole situation where they would take the native kids and convert them to Christian and tell them that y'all can't teach them no more. And just took their whole everything away from them. So like, that integration, it took all our money and our teaching away from them.
Right, and it's funny because once again, all that happened around that same time. That's why we blame Martin Luther King for, him, integrating us with these other people. See what I'm saying? All that ties into all of this. I feel like the whole topic should have been interracial marriages, okay? Because that's really what it's about. What?
Like you been saying on what type of era too though. Like I'm coming up, I'm 83, but I had a lot of black teachers. That's why I'm so sharp. You did? I'm from Scotland West. I had a lot of black teachers. I was in high school, grammar school, all that. I had a lot of black teachers. So I was on 9. One thing I'm keep going, so we be short. They sharp every look, but also sharp. You see, I can play ball. So also look. I'm 36 and 37. I'm looking. I gotta take care of my body. Look, you so look. Not the best of both worlds, you know why? Because I saw black teachers, kids right there. I saw look, okay, the white. I got old till we go to prison. You know what I'm saying? My last did. You know what I'm saying? My last did. I'm so sharp. I just beat Minnesota, July 27, 15 years. Man, straight 25. I did this time, boy. I would cut off so many dudes, Joe, and so many females, Joe. That, man, I'm gonna cut this out. I ain't around. I would be white. Look, I'm going to start with my first. I'm sitting there, I'm checking up, bam, to my white dude. You got 25, 20 years. You ain't never going back to jail. You get off the road all month. I was with Chicago in the last 2016 to 1920. If I survive in Chicago, they're from the last 3 years, so in our damn case, they got right back in Minnesota. They can't keep paying. But they know this time I came to court, like, dude, what? You got to go to the defendant or a lawyer, what like doing? I'm saying, look, to say myself, hey, look, I'm back on the 6th grand, and I'm 88 IC. We got my whole they put you in female now, too. I know the first time I go to court, everybody in court, they getting pushed back to May. So this was October. Everybody stop getting in, they come back. I come back November. They run all my cases together. I come back in December. It's taking too long for me. Keep going. But PK, she's like, I don't know what type, she's not black, but she's like white or mixing something, but she's the coolest children. My whole, what you been? Look, she's doing you look, you this. But look, this catch up, you gotta go reevaluate. So that whatever you know, what's called the tail on the cake. You know, with the hospital, but we got boom. This. I told my see y'all like this. What this time I ain't did nothing. What? I'm when you start knowing law, you don't need no pay no lawyer. Like to be a lawyer, you don't be a public thing.
We got give him. I appreciate it. I appreciate you sharing that with us, man. But at the end of the day, man, if you don't see how destroying our people, like what we have to take is wins.
Right.
What we have to take is victories.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the crumbs, man. Like the crumb is so good. Like, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, like, we got to take that. Like you said, he never did. As soon as they people, drugs hit their community, they got treatment. They all good. No drug, you know. But soon, but our people got to go through all that. War on drugs. You know, to get the same treatment. Like, in this business, you know, man, it is terrible. It's a terrible situation. But I appreciate you sharing that with us, brother. And y'all you know what I'm saying? I appreciate this brother sharing that with us, man. But just to let you know, like, that's what we got. Like, if you don't understand these scriptures, we say we take the crumbs, all from the master's plate. Right. You know what I'm saying? And you got brothers out here telling you You know, I got brothers argue with me on Facebook when I said, you know, about Martin Luther King.
Oh, yeah.
I got brothers argue with me about
the
the truth. Like when Martin Luther King said, I feel like I have interviewed my people to a burning.
They always hit that shit.
He said it, but I still got people arguing with me. Arguing with me about this. Like, bro, you shouldn't argue with me about it. We need to be helping each other. You got brothers in here like this who, you know, they're doing everything he can.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, to battle, you know what I'm saying, this situation. Like he said, man, you know what I'm saying, vulnerable adult, mental illness, whatever the six man is, but he's still battling shit as if he's a criminal. And he really needed help at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And that's a horrible thing. And that's how when we say that the oppressor is the devil.
Absolutely. That's right.
This brother, you know, is very intelligent brother. You know, he see what's going on. Like even in his blindness, he's clear as day.
Right.
Like that is amazing. Even as I'm not saying he's seeing things very clear. Like you said, you know what I'm saying? There's scriptures about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You will follow the law, not even knowing the law. You know what I'm saying? Not even knowing. You will just be doing it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna let the brother get back to it, man. But that, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, brother, you know what I'm saying? And especially in this time. So I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? To try to hold up this oppressor. And they mean. Martin Luther King was one of their means.
Right.
Martin Luther King won a Nobel Peace Prize. Anybody who don't know, a Nobel Peace Prize is $1 million.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that. Yeah, a Nobel Peace Prize is $1 million.
Yeah, that's
They gave him the bag. And then after he got the money, you know what I'm saying? Then, you know what I'm saying? You know, my people good. His conscious style messing with the people. I feel, I mean, you got the bag now.
Right. Okay.
He won the Nobel Peace Prize. Look up, anybody want to look up on your Google thing?
Yeah.
What is the Nobel Peace Prize? What is the Nobel Peace Prize?
So that's similar to you just went and turned into, you know, y'all was out for that money and then started eating that money.
Yeah.
Yeah. They started eating them. They took their money, they ate up the hungry stuff. And Martin Luther King, he said, I might not make it there with you. Right. I've seen you know what you've done. I might not make it. He knew he wasn't going to make it. He knew what he had done. You know what I'm saying? It was over for him. He sold his people out. And after he took the bag, it was over.
They took him right after that. They took him right after that.
Right, after that, like after he didn't want to get to, like I said, he got the bag, he made sure his people were straight. And he took it, you know what I'm saying? And it felt, you know, he said, started eating them up. His people still straight. His wife, his children, and all that is still good.
And
still good. You know what I'm saying? They people good. You know what I'm saying? But his legacy, and like he got a statue, people who don't know no better is honored by that statue. But when we look at the statue, we see the fool being honored amongst everybody. Go ahead.
Now after he died, he had won some more, and his family collected it. You see what I'm saying? This is one lady, I forget how she's related to him. I think she might be like the granddaughter, Martin Luther King, I forget her name, but she's very popular as well. You see what I'm saying? She had collected that prize or whatever, and so I believe so did the son, the junior.
Didn't he sue the government and win? Did they win some money on that too?
I'll have to double check. I'm not too sure. You know what I'm saying? But that sounds about right. Go ahead.
10-7, like you said, right. Come on, everyone can brother or king doing it. Like you said,
wait, say it name one time?
What I'm doing, the high like you said, the son, Junior.
Yeah.
He sold his soul, go get like what? He the one on TV.
That's right.
He the one on TV one.
Yeah.
They got everything we talking that same Martin Luther King.
Right.
Like he said a lot of things. It's like this. I got to do this done. You done to stay alive.
Right. Right. Yeah.
It's still faulty.
Right.
Still
Yeah.
misleading.
Right. I wouldn't trust. You know, none of that.
That's what I'm saying.
And, you know, another thing too. I want to talk about.
I know. That's his son. That's Martin Luther King. That's his son right there on TV one. The dude, preacher dude, the be on shows and all that. One little couple going. That's Martin Luther King's son. But like you said, it's like his granddaughter, whatever he did.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, bro. That's why look. God said we here, let that man that clear whatever he is. Some of him like for a reason.
Damn right. For a reason. This ain't no coincidence. We anybody who's in this place right now, anybody who's listening to this, is because this is what the Lord wanted you in.
Right. Yeah, right.
Anywhere else. You could have been anywhere on earth.
We could have
not been here. And you could have been anywhere doing anything. And you go, but you can hear this. You can hear the truth, right. Hear the truth. And go and do whatever you want to do. But the Lord wants you. Anybody been praying?
Y'all can read it, nobody, we all basically saying the same topic. I'm just listening to it like,
hold on. We in this place, you know what I'm saying? We all get in that position where we ask the Most High, and get me out of this situation. Show me a sign. Give me something. If you in here, you hearing this, these niggas from the hood, you know what I'm saying? Who was in this place, doing this, who would not be doing this if there wasn't the Most High. Right. If you're hearing this, that's of the Lord. So any prayers you've ever had about showing you a sign, if I should do something different, maybe I should change, maybe this is your sign. So try something else. Right. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting something different to happen. Right. Expecting a different result. You have to try something different. If something different don't work, go back to what you've always done. Right. That's going to be there. Right. You're going to always be able to go sit and go, get high, cut cold. You're going to try not to. Right. Try to do something different than your granddaddy did. Right. Your uncle. Try to do something different and see what happens. All right. Go ahead.
I just want to say, no matter what religion we choose, Islam, Moorish American, any of that, if you was a descendant of slavery, if you know, you ain't got no ties to Africa, we are the same bloodline, you know? And this Bible is the only thing that give us power. And in the Quran and all that, we slaves, you know? But in this, the only time we were royal, we were special, we was above, you know? That's what I wanted to tell you, because you were saying, like, you ain't us, you is us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you is us. No matter what you think you is, you know, this is the bloodline. This ain't no religion. This is talking about our bloodline, you know? That's why I'm back here. I'm following up from the whole, you know, I grew up thinking I was a vice lord Muslim, whatever. None of that showed me any proof. None of that showed me, you know, gave me any power, for real, until I found this Bible.
Yeah, right. And what the brother said, I want to add on to that, because that book right there, it's not a religious book. It's based off of culture. Right. And what a culture is laws, statutes, and commandments. You see what I'm saying? That's what a culture is based off of. It's a Black prophetic book. And it has records. It's a survival kit for Black and Hispanic people only. See what I'm saying? It's so funny because these heathens try to take our own records and try to use it in their own way, their own lifestyle, and they still getting destroyed. They're still failing right now. See what I'm saying? But let's drop that for a second. Let's finish up because the time is running. Otherwise, the commentary was, beautiful. Can we get Isaiah 56 and 10? Wow.
56 and 10?
Yeah, come. Yeah. And Isaiah is really a good book to read. You see what I'm saying? Study. It has a lot of history and a lot of prophecies in there. Some of them have already came to pass, but the one I'm waiting for is Isaiah the 14th chapter, the death and destruction of our oppressor. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 56, verse 10. Mm-hmm. His watchmen are blind.
His what?
His watchmen are blind.
Wait, his watchmen are blind. It's talking about the watchmen in the Black, Hispanic, and American community. And I did say I was going to grab a precept, and it's going to be in Ezra, okay, the 4th chapter. Because, what's up?
What's a watchman?
A watchman is a person, so when we talk about the watchman in the Feast of Purim. So a watchman was a person that watched over the city or the community for danger. And he had to blow the trumpet if there was danger coming towards our city or town. You know what I'm saying? A person that watches over the nation. Now, as you would describe a watchman today is, these officers, captains, and generals. You know what I'm saying? Because we are watchmen over this nation. We are responsible for what happens to you. You see what I'm saying? Like when Black and Hispanic people die, we have to take that. No one else. You see what I'm saying? We are responsible for it. That's why we come out and teach and do our job so that doesn't have to happen. You ain't got to be the casualty every single day. You don't have to be the one stuck on drugs, dealing with addiction. You don't have to deal with these, what's going on right now. Like right now, we're dealing with these curses, right? but we are working our way to the blessings. See what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of people don't understand when they are in the world, because they stay stuck in their mind like, hey, I gotta die sometime. I'm just living life, YOLO. But that's not right, YOLO. You see what I'm saying? And no, we don't only live once because reincarnation is real. Right. And the Most High is bringing you back every time so you can get it right that last time. Right. See what I'm saying? We should have got it right the first time. But did we? We did not, because of how many captivities have we been in? Everyone, every other nation that there is, I forget how many of them there is, right? But who said something? Oh, okay. Go ahead. 7? Yeah, I think it's 7 other nations or whatever, right? And all of them have had a hand in our captivity because we didn't get it right. And if we keep following men like Martin Luther King, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, all these people that say that, they are responsible for Black and Hispanic people's lives, we are going to continue in this hell.
Or you continue to follow that person that you look at in the mirror every day.
Oh my goodness, yourself.
You look at that person in the mirror, and why do I keep going through the shit that I'm going through? Look at that person in the mirror and ask that question you get asked.
Yeah, right.
And maybe I should have stole that. Maybe I shouldn't did that to that sister.
Right.
Maybe I shouldn't have harmed this brother. Maybe I should have,
Right.
You will pay for the things that you do.
Yeah, right.
Pay for it.
Come on.
Everything in life shows you that. If you don't water the grass don't grow. If the sun don't go up, the sun, the moon don't go down. Winter, spring, and fall has to happen. The thing shows you that it's a cause and affects everything that's in life.
Right.
Things, the things that you do cause it. So don't think the energy and the strength that you put into the earth, you don't have to pay for it. You have to pay for the things that you do, good or bad energy, whatever energy is. Like I said, our oppressor, they've done so much horrible things in this earth, right? The thing that fuels this earth kills them. The sun, it gives life to trees, animals, us. Right? The sun, we don't need sunscreen. These people have done so much. The sun, the very sun that fuels the earth, kills them. They need sunlight. They are killed by the very sun that fuels the earth. Nature. Like you from nature. Because that's how evil they have been in this earth. The men and Indians have tried to live with them, you can't live in peace now. The animals, they pollute the air, they pollute the water, they're killing everything. Nobody can live in peace with these people. They only know the sword, and that's scripture. They said they will be blessed with the sword. All they know is death, murder, robbing, rape. That's all they know. So you gotta understand that this earth was made for you. Your hair defines gravity. Like they hair, you put it up, it falls right down. Our hair, it stands up, it defies gravity. Our skin, we don't need something. We don't need our skin absorbed. We the real Superman. That idea of Superman, Superman gets his strength from the sun. Right. It makes him strong. Right. You know what I'm saying? The sun makes us strong. We absorb it. We don't need sunscreen. You know what I'm saying? Now, because they ruined the ozone layer so much, you know what I'm saying? We need to know something, we can't, because they polluted it. It's going to cause nuclear war. It's going to be a part of the thermonuclear war that's coming up. Put your point 1 second. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on with our people. You know what I'm saying? Understand that you are a special people. Right? You know what I'm saying? We are special people, and we're going to do what made this earth was made for you. Right. You know what I'm saying? You in your worst state, you are better than everybody. Everybody wants to be just like us, and we supposedly going to be the worst people on the planet. You know what I'm saying? They can't do it. They told us we couldn't play basketball. They said we weren't smart enough to play basketball. You can't find a white man in basketball. They told us we weren't smart enough to play football. The white men are about to be extinct in football. You see Patrick Mahomes, you know what I'm saying? What's his name? Lamar Jackson. You see they on their way out. They've been trying to hold on to their quarterback position. That position is coming up. Tiger Woods, he was breaking all the records. They had to sabotage him. You know what I'm saying? We are the people. You know what I'm saying? We are the people that set the standard in the earth. In our worst day, we see a white person walking with their kid. Hey, take your kid off that goddamn leash. You know what I'm saying? The worst white man on the planet. The worst black man on the planet. I look at either by the white man and tell him, don't put your kid on a leash. My kid's supposed to be on a leash like a dog.
Right.
And we still teach them. Because the scriptures say we are a light unto the earth.
That's
we
right.
are the salt of the earth.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? The salt, what does salt do for food? It gives it flavor. It gives it the taste. That's what the scriptures say that we are. We are the salt of the earth. We are the light to the earth. The light gives you light and darkness. When you don't know, can't see where to go, light shows you where to go, what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? That's who we are to the people on the planet. So it's not a coincidence, like you said, that you feel, man, this shit feels real. It feels like this is something. It's in you because this is us. These are the people that we are. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, say what you want to say.
Same thing you saying, Joe. It's the totally same thing I understand my whole life. But I'm not crazy. Look, what you just said, you know, life from the king got burned. You know what I'm saying? We have got our own weapons. There's a no, we the chosen, it's us. They wouldn't even remember. That's why I love my grandmother's death. Let's go, you know, period. Whole life, look. But it took what else? Dialogue, probably, like you said, to the short. Those people, what? They can't what? They get called in prison jail, they what? They homeless. They got them signs. Like, dude, we gonna go up, black people in the door. Well, how can you get a shelter? I was a guy. Summer, look, sometimes when you get sun all day. Then, like you said, like, same thing in the wintertime. Y'all freezing to death. Like they look, like the way snow. Going on the Colorado road. Who always got down? Now y'all just playing with the summer. Y'all from the summer, bro. Y'all got like now y'all go to the winter. Y'all can't die. Even where y'all go, y'all get shut down. Like you said, the hell. Come on, man. Anything you gonna look straight look. Us, I stuff what? Nappy roots. Same thing. Gee, they describe what? Us. Stop putting y'all. Come on, man. Y'all can look. Can't do it. Mathematics, ABC, create, but y'all just don't mind anything. Stressful. Especially like same thing you doing. Now y'all gonna be supposed to be, y'all can't be on nothing. Y'all was known for cave. White people might have real beards. They gotta be all in beards, long hair. They don't even have to go get the strippers and shake their face. We smart, we know that. All right, we're gonna let ourselves go to the ground and say, look, wait a time, like, look, we can do this. They doing that stuff, they what they have stuff, even they have lights and stuff. Our black ones ain't got no lights. You got to go black and I said, only about the side, only about the people, some like terrible side. You put a makeup with them. We got to makeup, they don't matter what we do is it ain't gonna harm or hurt us. They got to put a makeup, got to feel like one minute looking cool. Next minute like maybe that's they something too. Everybody gets strong with the rocket. I'm saying the same thing. Y'all see, got the same conversation. They got it in the right side.
We gonna all that. One thing that we do in this trip, we always back up everything we say got scripture. So we don't let the brother. We got a few minutes left. We want to let the brother get the rest of these scriptures to show that what we saying is not just something that we think is thus saying the Lord. These things are in the scriptures.
Hey, I like this man.
Yeah.
He cool, sir. What I was gonna say was, no, it was something that Adawan said that was very important that I was gonna get into. As far as he said, like looking that man in the mirror, being like yourself, and that's the point where I want to end it off at, because it's about that responsibility. See what I'm saying? Like Martin Luther King and all these other people that call themselves doing something for their own people. When I say their own people, I'm talking about us in this topic. They didn't take the responsibilities in their hand. They let somebody else take it over to the point where it killed them or it hurt us in a sense. See what I'm saying? Like in the I.S.U.K, we take responsibility for everything that we do, no matter what you do. See what I'm saying? Like we get checked, don't get checked in. We get checked, disciplined, chastised, everything. When I say chastised, it ain't physical. All right, I'm talking about the checkings. See what I'm saying? But the whole thing is that responsibility thing. As far as being a brother and a sister, we have to look out for each other. Don't give a damn about what this oppressor is doing. What are you doing to fix your life? You know what I'm saying? Don't be the target for these people. Yeah, we're dealing with these curses, but we can work on getting out of these curses. You know what I'm saying? And that's goes back to what the brother said about Zephaniah 2:1, about gathering yourselves together. We always want to talk about, what this is, I mean, like, we worry about the wrong things. You know what I'm saying? We focus on the wrong things in the Black community to the point where it gets us nowhere. That's why the whole civil rights movement, that wasn't the right protest. The right protest was to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
Because if you fight to serve the Most High is going to fight for you. And that's all over the Bible. You know what I'm saying? I can name 1,001 scriptures off the top of my head about that. But don't you sit there and make the excuse. Like, don't follow after what they did. Because Orgy Mike was out there, not only was he having sex with white women in the same hotel that he got shot at, but he was also having orgies with men. He was a homosexual. Yo man that you, one second. Yo man that your man's over there, that you love so much and honor, he was a homosexual. All right, go ahead.
Or you might, that's Martin Luther King.
Huh?
Right.
Or you might, that's it.
Oh yeah.
You post something like that.
Oh yeah,
Or
you
you might,
Instagram.
Yeah.
U.P.K nickname.
Okay.
That's who he was.
Yeah.
Like Martin he loves his white women.
Yeah.
I heard about
That's all,
it.
he loves white women. That's why he had that dream. I have a dream.
Yeah.
And one day,
I would get history right.
Parasite.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it was so much about this man that people do not know that they love him so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, so funny, like I found out about Rosa Parks later, how she was just a whole thing, because they had a lighter, they had a dark-skinned sister, you know what I'm saying, that had the situation about the bus. But instead, they made Rosa Parks famous, and she was getting paid off of that whole thing. And even with her doing what she did, we were still getting our ass beat. We were still getting killed. We was trying so hard to join with these people that we cannot join with. See what I'm saying? It's this one scripture in Daniel. Man, I forget where it's at. I remember when we was younger, and we was in class, and we was talking about it. You was talking about interracial marriages. How it says that, you see what I'm saying, your seed will not mingle with the other nations. But it used like an analogy in a sense. Like, no matter what you do, it's not going to happen. You can try, like, they're not going to understand your struggle. You see what I'm saying? That's something also that we got to think about. But once again, your responsibility is to serve the Most High. You got to separate from this culture, from this empire. This empire is only going to get you nowhere. You are always going to be a slave if you decide to serve this place. That's why when you try to go out to war to fight for your country, you die fighting for this country. And do you get any honor or respect? You don't. And understand, too, they talk about the honor of Martin Luther King. That man wasn't getting no damn honor. They only using his image to oppress Black and Hispanics. It makes sense. It makes perfect sense. But they hated Martin Luther King, just like they hate you to this day. See what I'm saying? You ain't nothing but a nigga, a spick in the wetback to this oppressor. And the more you continue to join with them, the more that you are going to be destroyed, and you are always going to fail. Understand that you are supposed to be on top and not the bottom. You know what I'm saying? And why the hell, like even hearing that sounds disgusting. See what I'm saying? Like, why do you want to be at the bottom when you are everything? Like the Most High put you on a pedestal, man. And once again, what I want to say too, it's like about how even in our worst condition, we are the best. Like, niggas make everything great. We are everything. Without us, this empire will fall. Like, we did a social experiment about 2-3 years ago at the Mall of America. And the social experiment was about, what if Black people separate themselves from white people or had their own place and was not in America? Go watch it. It's still on our page on I.S.U.P.K Minneapolis on YouTube, and see the pride and see, man, like, just see the evil out of the mouths of these devils. How they was talking about, well, if they leave, I mean, what is America? And I was shocked. I said, damn. Like, they want you to be a slave, always and forever. Because without us, they are nothing.
Right.
Remember that you taught them how to be compassionate to a woman, because they used to dress up their women as men just to have sex with them. How gay is that? Mm-hmm. You serve in a nation that are just full homosexual, vile and disgusting, and you want to be like them. I want to be like those niggas over there, like YAHANNA. See what I'm saying? I want to be like my people. If that means that we got to be in poverty, that we got to make it up together, and we got to stick together and make ends meet, because black people always do. No matter what condition you're in, you can all, like, we come up on top, and we are hated for it. You could be in any condition or situation, and you're still going to come up on top. Like, they try to kill you with war on drugs, but you still living. They try to kill the Native Americans, but we still living. Like, they can't kill you off, man. But you got to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Otherwise, you will always serve these curses, and you will always be at the bottom of of these nations. All right, you want to say something?
Was that scripture about the iron and clay? And then
I think it is. Yes.
I got that.
Kyle, you got that one?
Yeah.
That's the one I was speaking about. Okay. Now, just give me Proverbs 11 and 21 real quick. Just give me that real quick.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished.
Say it again.
Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished.
Now, remember all those beatings, those water holes being sprayed at you. Remember you being falsely thrown in jail and being killed, your blood being spilled all over these streets. See what I'm saying? Your blood paint all of these streets out here, man. And understand that when we see people walking on the ground, it's the bones that is made up of this ground of the Native Americans, blacks, and Hispanics. So read that one more time. So when you believe truly in your hearts about Martin Luther King's dream, remember the scripture.
Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished.
Although you join hand in hand with your oppressor, you sit down at the bar with them, have drinks, and realize that you are about to get shot and stabbed. Remember this scripture. One more time.
Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished.
No matter how much you try to show your oppressor love, they will not be unpunished. They will get theirs. They will get their punishment. And you know what the book of Revelation says? That they will get double unto their double. And they will get their reward because their sins have reached up to heaven. And their sins has filled up the cup in which they drink. See what I'm saying? And I'm paraphrasing. Okay? Anybody got anything else they want to say? All right, with that being said, that's the class, man. Want to say something more? Yes, sir.
Just like you said, that's it. You can drop the mic on that.
Right.
Icing on. Hey, keep the law. That's it. When we say try something different, do something different, the thing that we're saying to do is keep the law attached. Keep them law attached, man. Like that brother had been teaching today. Like that. That's it. Like he said, drop the mic on. But for the people in the back, this is just for the people in the back who might not have heard the message. At the end of the day, try something different.
Damn right.
Keep the law, statutes, and commandments, and see if that doesn't do something better for our people. You can really help our people by not being homosexual, by not being a murderer, by not being a drug dealer, by not being a thief, you can really help our people by not doing that. And just try it. And if it does not work, what can you do? What can you always do if you don't work?
Go back. Yeah. Oh, you know what? It's like I was gonna say, they say a dog goes back to his vomit, and that's an.
I was about to bring that out earlier.
It all goes back to the sun.
In Proverbs 7 songs, it's like,
Right.
go to throw up and go back and eat the throw up and then throw up again.
There you
You
go.
want to go back to your own mother or do that or not? Keep it all out of your head.
Close it out. Come. All right. Come. Hey, with that being said, shalom, Yahweh, Shemai, Shalom, my brothers. Hey, y'all come down for 1 second. Glad you know yet. All right. I just want to say, hey, shalom, Yahweh, Shemai, Shalom, my brothers. Shalom, Yahweh, Shemar. Aladam, Bashim, Yahweh, all my sisters. Make sure you pay your tithes. Passover is coming up April 9th. There's a $100 fee for each family. All right. If you have, if you want to show some brotherhood and sisterhood, and you got extra cash on you, you can send it in for someone else to be paid for to pay their way. You know what I mean? We do it almost every year, man. Like I hear about brothers and sisters that do it almost every year as I've been in the school. So he said, otherwise, man, see you after Passover, pay your tithes and make sure that you tune into class tomorrow. It's scripture breakdown / biblical law class. All right, don't want to miss it. And you know it's going to be a fire topic. It's always a fire topic every week. All right. With that being said, shalom. Clap it up.
We always record a lot. Hey, keep it going. Don't stop.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, real quick before we go, do the Lord's Prayer. Okay. And prayer to any brother and sister like that. We'll just keep it going. Don't worry. We know what we got. So real quick, if everybody could face the east, that's the east right there. We're gonna send up the Lord's Prayer. And if anybody got a prayer, you'll see it at the time. If you got a prayer, you just say their name and that prayer for any loved one that you want to pray for. Just say you will see when we get to that part of the prayer. But this is the point of that. So we facing the east, that's the east that way. We always face the east because the scriptures tell us, no matter where we are, if we face the east, our prayers will be heard by the Most High. Being His chosen people. All right. Go ahead.
The Lord's Prayer. Abanam.
Shabbat Shemayim. Kudash.
Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Allah Fakta. Zaba'ah. Zakir. Hayah. Aisha. Barakaza. Kuwa. Hayah. Washemayim. Alanam. Come. Oh. Yawam. Masalakanam. Kawakinam. Masalakanam. Kawakinam. Allah. Basai one, Ball, Ayashainam, Layan, Ra, Kaya, Ka, Kamalakwa, Wahala, Wata Parak, Lalamu, Aman.
Well, that was the Lord's. When we always do it in the Hebrew, we do it in the English. That prayer we just did was in the Hebrew. This is what we said in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Give us of our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory. Forever. So be it. Amen. All right. Last one, right here.
Bless Israel.
That's the one right there?
Come.
All right, let's do it.
Bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Bashim Yahushua. Barak Lanau. Vayashalam. Wahabaya. Sapari. Barak Rapah. Magun. Hagun. Say the name of loved ones once. Everyone repeats name once.
Hold on. You take turns. If you have a name, just repeat the name, and this is how it goes. Jamie. Everybody repeats the name that the person says. Jamie. Denzel. Lucar. Jakar. All of Israel. Anybody else?
Diana.
David. Luana. Layana.
Matea.
Tyra. Jana. Jamal.
Anybody else?
Anybody else got a person that they want to send a prayer for? Just say the name.
Elijah.
Alexis.
Yeah.
Hold on. Bianca.
Yeah.
Anthony.
Everybody in this room. All right.
Anybody else? Okay. Yahweh Shai. The angels. The generals. The captains. The officers. The sisters. The troopers. All the students. All of Israel. By Shimmy Al Shai. Throughout our month.
All right. What we just said was, Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shai, which is Jesus.
Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shai.
Lord, just say this. Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shai.
Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shai.
Bless us and Israel.
Bless us and Israel.
And the school.
And the school.
Bless, heal, shield, and protect.
Bless, heal, shield, and protect.
Loved ones. In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
All right. So, sorry. This is how we close out. Men of Israel. We're going to get one courtesy salute.
So like in TV.
That's all right.
Okay.
We're going to get one courtesy salute on Mighty Shabbat. You step, just so you know, you step to the right. All right. Men of Israel, Mighty Shabbat. Straight. Just for the brothers who don't know. Men of Israel, Mighty Shabbat. Elijah, Barak.
Yahweh Shimmy Al Shai Barak.
Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shabbat Rakatham, Kazamatan, class is mixed. And that's just a salute that we do at the end of classes.